G'day from Istanbul and the 2021 Turkish GP Media Day. I've got plenty of stories for you, including the reason for Carlos Sainz's big smile here. Carlos's big smile. I'll get to that in just a moment. Look, this is the first time I've shot this track. The paddock is big, it's wide, long obviously. We're not allowed access, but still, there was plenty of activity with driver arrivals this morning. George Russell was the first man in, wearing a green jacket today, and you'll be interested in my What the Drivers Drove video, which will come out next week, because there was one absolute stunner of a car and some other very interesting ones. A lot of the teams send out their social media crew to welcome the drivers, and that was the case today with both Nicholas Latifi and also Yuki Tsunoda, with their social media guys fist bumping them. Must be a thing, hey? You'll see those videos, I imagine, shortly if you haven't seen them already. Sebastian Vettel arrived with an Arai helmet box, and I did happen to have a chat with Britta earlier in the day, and she mentioned that he has a new helmet, and we'll get to see it tomorrow, Friday, if you're watching this the moment I release it, and it's got something to do with his conservation work. 15 drivers drove into the track today. There were 5 who are staying in motorhomes, including Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso and Nikita Mazepin. Here's Nikita coming in on a scooter. But let's talk about Lewis Hamilton, because his scooter didn't work, so he came in on foot with Angela pushing both of those scooters, and this was an out there outfit. This is one of the most interesting outfits I've seen him wear this year. It's from Burberry. I posted this on Insta this morning and it was my second most popular post of the day. Lots of comments about it, some praising him for it, others admonishing him. But you've got to hand it to Lewis. He is certainly not frightened to go out there and make a statement. Did he wear this all day? No, he changed into his Mercedes shirt for his press conferences later in the afternoon. But as you can see here, he did wear the bottoms, including these Burberry shoes. So what was my top post of the day? It was Daniel Ricciardo wearing this t-shirt. The Danny Rick on the front, the Daniel Ricciardo on the back. It was bright, colourful, and lots of people asking where can they buy it. So clearly Daniel's on a winner with that one. Who had the brightest outfit today? Let me tell you, it was Antonio Giovinazzi. But in the shoe department, I think Pierre Gasly had it over everyone. Maybe not over Lewis's Burberry's, but I love his white Louis Vuittons here. And Seb, what was he wearing on his feet? He was wearing Stan Smith Adidas shoes with a pair of socks. And then Carlos arrived. Now, I'll give you the backstory on this. I sent Carlos a picture of him where he didn't exactly look the best. We had a bit of a laugh about it, and I did say to him that I have been through all of my photos and I have no photos of him smiling. My challenge was to see if I can get a smiling photo. And so when he came in this morning, I waited till he got a little bit away from his car, and then I said, look, Carlos, can we have a smile, please? A quick smile. And I got an over smile, almost a sarcastic smile. But I'm going to thank him now for going out on a limb and providing me with a picture of him smiling. What girlfriends were at the track today? Just Tiffany Cromwell, Valtteri Bottas's girlfriend. Valtteri arrived in a plain shirt and then quickly got changed into his Mercedes shirt. But I do like Tiffany's Gucci shirt. It strikes a chord with me. The drivers, of course, on a Thursday often walk the track. Not all of them, probably 15 or 14 of them. And today I only caught a couple of the drivers. I did catch Nikita Mazepin, and he was about to do a selfie, and his offsider, Ernesto Desiderio, bombed the shot. And Ernesto is a bit of a character in a couple of occasions, and I think the last one was back in Hungary. He also had some fun with Nikita. So good to see those two getting on so well. And in passing, those guys who were getting the selfies were part of a crew working on the side of the track, and I didn't see that much work going on. I saw a little bit of shoveling and getting some weeds out, but as soon as a driver came along, the tools were down, the phones were out, and they were approaching drivers left, right and centre, and I think they probably got all that they asked for as well. And a reminder too that if you like any of these images, you can buy them straight off my website prostarpics.com for editorial or personal use. Lewis Hamilton finished his stint in the media pen and walked back, and at the same time Antonio Giovinazzi walked the other way, and they fist bumped as they passed, as drivers often do. They're a pretty cordial bunch. And these pictures are shot actually from the balcony where we overlook the paddock, which obviously means we get an overhead angle. And shots like this with Charles Leclerc walking towards us are nice because occasionally a driver looks looks up and we get some eye contact with the camera. Thank you, Charles. As you probably know, Red Bull will be racing with a white livery, honouring Honda for their association, because this is the weekend that we should have been in Suzuka, but we're not. We're here in Istanbul, where it was quite windy out at the track today. And the forecast says we can expect rain for Saturday and Sunday. But I quite like the white livery on the Red Bull cars. I thought it really looked swish. The drivers will be wearing white race suits. And on the back of the AlphaTauri car, the sister car to the Red Bull, there is this Japanese font. And I'm pretty sure, I've got no idea what this says. I must admit that I didn't know what this text said, so I just cheekily put up a post on my story on Instagram asking somebody else to help me, and within 1 minute I get the answer back, thank you, or arigato in Japanese. Okay, back to where we were. What have I got here? Oh, later in the afternoon I caught Lewis, I think, doing a seat fitting, or certainly sitting in the car in the Mercedes garage, and it wasn't a very good shot, but when he got out, his physio, Angela Cullen, jumped in the car. Now, I can't tell you what that's about, and I'll know tomorrow, and I'll tell you in my video post-race. But yeah, I thought that was unusual. I've not seen her sit in the car before. And speaking of Lewis, my F1 photo book of Lewis Hamilton is one of my best sellers, and you can get that from kimillman.com along with a range of merchandise. And then later in the afternoon, this was quite late, the sun is getting low, beautiful warm sunshine, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo pop out in front of the garage, and this, by the way, is one of the first times I've been allowed into pit lane this year. We're allowed to go in for one session of maybe half to an hour. This one, because it was on a Thursday, was 2 hours, and we can wander up and down pit lane. So anyway, yes, I did come across Noemi de Miguel, who's a Spanish TV presenter, doing an interview with the two McLaren drivers, and it was quite funny. At one stage, they were testing the PA with the music that accompanies the champagne celebration. And at that moment, Daniel stood up on his chair and, as you can see here, had a real bit of fun with it. And that's what I like about Daniel. He is really over the top when it comes to performing. Lando, on the other hand, was happy to play along a little bit, but of course it's a tough act to try and trump Daniel. And that, my friends, is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you've liked it, hit the like button. Subscribe too. I'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. We'll be at 150,000 by the end of this race. And for my best images, head to Instagram and search, what is it? @KimIllman. Thanks for watching and stay passionate. And then I came, and then these out there are shouting. So now we have to wait for them. Well, you don't, because I'll edit it, but I have to wait. Why do they stand next to the lift and chat?